Hey there, friends. Welcome back to The Inner Shift, your cozy spot for diving deep into the ideas that make life a little brighter, a little more meaningful. I'm so thrilled you're here today because we're about to unpack something that's honestly kind of life changing. It's a secret, not really a secret, more like a formula that can pretty much guarantee you a happier, fuller life. And when I say guarantee, I mean it. Picture that word guarantee flashing across your screen in big, bold letters. That's how sure I am about this. So, grab a snack, get comfy, and let's talk about the 200 hours that can transform your life forever. All right, let me set the stage. Back in 2018, a professor named Jeffrey Hall from the University of Kansas dropped a study that's, well, kind of a big deal. It's not just some dusty research paper. It's like a roadmap to happiness. The study gives us hard numbers, a real formula for building relationships that make life feel rich and joyful. And I'm not talking about fleeting moments of fun. I'm talking about the deep, soul-filling kind of happiness that sticks with you. I'll put the study's name in the description because I don't want to spoil the fun by getting too technical now. Let's just dive into the good stuff, okay? Here's the deal. This study figured out exactly how much time it takes to turn a stranger into a friend, and then into a best friend. Ready for the numbers? If you spend about 50 hours, yep, just 50 hours interacting with someone in a positive, intentional way, you can go from being total strangers to casual friends. You know, the kind of friends you'd grab coffee with or chat with at a party. Pretty cool, right? But it gets better. If you keep at it and hit around 90 hours of meaningful interaction, that relationship levels up to a close friend. And here's the big one, the part that inspired the title of this video. If you invest 200 hours of deep, heartfelt connection, sharing stories, laughing together, being there for each other, you can build a bond so strong it's like family. We're talking best friends, soulmates, the kind of people who'd drop everything to help you through a tough day. Now, let's pause for a second, because I know those numbers might sound like a lot. 200 hours, that's like a part-time job. But here's the thing. This study was done in 2018, when social media and texting were already huge. So, those hours don't have to be face-to-face. They can include late-night chats, funny memes sent back and forth, or long phone calls catching up. As long as the interaction is genuine and positive, it counts. So, in a way, it's easier than it sounds. You're not glued to someone for 200 hours straight. You're just building a connection over time, bit by bit. Okay, so we've got the formula. 50 hours for a casual friend, 90 hours for a close friend, 200 hours for a best friend. That's half the story, and it's already pretty exciting, right? But here's where it gets really juicy. The other half of this idea, the part that makes those 200 hours truly life-changing. It's not just about spending time with anyone, it's about who you choose to spend that time with. Because let's be real, if you pour 200 hours into someone who's negative, selfish, or just not a good fit, what's the point? You might end up with a friend, sure, but they could drag you down instead of lifting you up. The key is to be intentional about who you're building these bonds with. There's an old saying, choose your friends wisely. And oh man, is that true. Imagine this. You invest those 200 hours into someone who's kind, honest, and genuinely good-hearted. Someone who cheers you on, listens when you're struggling, and makes you want to be a better person. What happens? Your life becomes richer. You've got someone by your side through the ups and downs, someone who's got your back no matter what. And if you're lucky enough to have 2, 3, maybe 4 or 5 friends like that, that's the stuff dreams are made of. I'm telling you, even the richest people in the world can't buy that kind of happiness. It's priceless. Think about it. Life throws all kinds of curveballs. Heartbreaks, setbacks, moments when you feel like you're falling apart. But when you've got a handful of truly good friends, you're never alone. They're there to pick you up, make you laugh, remind you who you are. I mean, come on, that's the definition of a good life, right? Just a few kind, caring people who make every day feel a little warmer. I'd say 3 to 5 of those friends is plenty. More than that, and you might not have time to keep up. But with just a small circle of great people, you've got a life that's full, joyful, and honestly, pretty darn perfect. So let's break it down. To make your life happier, you need 2 things: the 200-hour formula and the right people. Step 1. Invest time in building deep connections. 50 hours for casual friends, 90 for close friends, 200 for best friends. Step 2. Choose people who are kind, who live with integrity, who make the world a little better. That's the recipe. But how do you actually do it? How do you find these amazing people and turn them into lifelong friends? Don't worry, I've got you covered. Let's get practical. First, let's talk about picking the right people. There's this old idea from a philosopher named Aristotle. Yeah, I know, sounds fancy, but stick with me. He said there are 3 types of friendships. The first is based on utility, like, you help me, I help you. It's more like a business deal than a real friendship, and when the benefits dry up, so does the relationship. The second is based on pleasure, where you're friends because you have fun together. That's cool, but it's not always deep. It's like partying buddies who might not stick around when life gets tough. The third type, though? That's the gold standard. Aristotle called it friendship based on virtue. It's when you both respect each other, care about each other's growth, and want to be better people together. That's the kind of friendship we're aiming for here, the kind that makes life truly happy. So, how do you find these virtuous, kind-hearted people? Start by turning on your radar. Look around you, your workplace, your school, your community. Who's got that spark of goodness? They don't have to be perfect or super successful. They just need to be honest, caring, maybe a little open-minded. People who admit when they're wrong, who love learning, who spread positivity. Those are your targets. And here's a pro tip. You're more likely to find them in certain places. Think about volunteering at a local charity, joining a book club, or hanging out at a cozy coffee shop with a community vibe. Places where people care about art, culture, or helping others tend to attract kind souls, even if only 1% of the people you meet are truly good-hearted, and I bet it's way more than that. Just 1 or 2 of those connections can change everything. Now let's talk about how to build those friendships. The 200-hour formula isn't about rushing in and overwhelming someone. It's about small, intentional steps. I like to think of it as 3 stages, plus a little bonus stage I call 0 hours. 0 hours is before you even start talking. It's about showing up in the right places. Say you're in a class and you spot someone who seems kind. Make a point to be there regularly. Show your face. Let them get used to seeing you. You're not chatting yet, but you're setting the stage. It's like planting a seed before you start watering it. Once you're ready to connect, start small. There's this cool trick called the Benjamin Franklin effect. Basically, people like you more when you ask them for a tiny favor. It's weird, but it works. Say you're in that class and you've spotted your kind-hearted target. Try something simple like, "Hey, I forgot my pen. Can I borrow one?" Or, "Do you know where the best coffee is around here?" These little moments spark a connection. And here's the key. Follow up. Next time you see them, say, "Thanks for the pen last time." Or, "I checked out that coffee shop. Great recommendation." It's like building a bridge, 1 plank at a time. From there, keep the momentum going. Chat a little more each time. Ask about their day. Share a funny story. Maybe grab lunch together. If you're in a work setting, you could say, "I saw you drinking that cool-looking smoothie. What's in it?" Or, "Can you show me how you organized that project?" It looked awesome. These small interactions add up, and before you know it, you're at that 50-hour mark, becoming casual friends. Then, as you hit 90 hours, you're sharing more, maybe talking about your dreams or struggles. By 200 hours, you're swapping life stories, supporting each other, and building something truly special. I've got a story to share because I think it'll make this real for you. A while back, I was in a new city, feeling a bit lonely. I decided to try this approach. I joined a local volunteer group, figuring it'd be a good place to meet kind people. There was this one person who stood out. They were always helping others, always smiling. So, I started small, asked them for advice about the group, thanked them later, chatted a bit more each week. Over time, we grabbed coffee, shared stories, and became really close. It probably took a few months, maybe 200 hours total. But now, they're one of my best friends. That connection, it's made my life so much richer. You can do this too. Here's the thing, building these friendships takes effort. It's not like you just sit back and wait for amazing people to show up. It's like growing a garden. You've got to plant the seeds, water them, pull the weeds. If you don't put in the time, those connections won't bloom. And trust me, it's worth it. Imagine having 3, 4, 5 friends who are like family, who laugh with you, cry with you, and make every day feel a little brighter. That's what those 200 hours can do. One more thing before we wrap up, because I know some of you might be thinking, but what if I'm in a place where no one seems kind? Everyone's just out for themselves. I hear you, and I get it. Sometimes it feels like good people are hard to find. But here's the truth. You have the power to seek out better spaces. Try volunteering, check out a local art event, join a hiking group, or visit a bookstore with a community board. Even online, there are forums and groups for people who love learning or helping others. Keep your eyes open and you'll find your people. Even if it's just 1 or 2, that's enough to make your life feel full. Oh, and one last tip. To attract kind friends, work on being kind yourself. It's like a magnet. If you're honest, caring, and open, you'll draw in people who are the same. And if someone's not a good fit, that's okay. Let them go and keep searching. Your happiness is worth the effort. So, here's my challenge for you. This week, turn on your radar. Look for one person who seems kind, maybe at work, school, or in your community. Start small, say hi, ask a simple question, or offer a smile. Take that first step toward those 200 hours. You never know where it might lead. I'd love to hear how it goes. Drop a comment below and tell me, who's one kind person you're going to connect with, and how are you starting? If this video gave you a spark of hope, give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button to join us at The Inner Shift for more ideas to live with joy and purpose. Thanks for hanging out with me today, friends. Let's keep building a happier life, one friendship at a time. See you next time.